Hello and welcome. This is Callida, and I'm here with a Riddle Me Recipe Blitz episode of Breakfast for Dinner, Breakfast for Treat, kind of a dish, but it is so sweet and yummy and creamy, and I just wanted to share this recipe with you tonight because I can't be here with you tonight, and every once in a while I do just a little Riddle Me snack night, and this is going to be a one-off today, but it's very involved. So let's get started. Play my game, solve my riddles, and reveal the wonderful recipe for this tasty treat. I'll tell you what it is in just a minute. Riddle me this. I'm something you'll see only once, but I last all meal. What am I? Riddle number 2. I'm what caramelizes to perfection on your creme brulee. What am I? Banana, 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 banana. Riddle number 3. What fruit is a must-have for any self-respecting bartender's arsenal? Ooh. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ba-na-na-na-na. La 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 la. Riddle number 4. I have a heart but can't beat. I'm often found in the mix. What am I? Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Riddle number 5. I'm the squishy middle where nutrition is stored, surrounded by the whites that help an embryo grow. Yeah. Beat me up to make your omelet fluffy, or leave me runny where I'm sunny. What am I? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-do-do-do-do. Ba-da-da-da. Riddle number 6. I'm a dark liquid derived from a bean of an orchid variety. What am I? Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na. Riddle number 7. What spice in sticks is used with glee to flavor oatmeal or a cup of tea? Oh. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-da-da-da-da. Riddle number 8. The more you stir me, the more I disappear. Yet in every bite, I am still near. What am I? Ta-na-na-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na-na. Ta-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na. Riddle number 9. I'm added to breakfast cereal, but I'm not sugar. I'm something you can drink, but I'm not water. What am I? Do-do, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, ba-na-na-na. Pew, 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 pew. You missed me. Good thing I'm not in a red shirt. Yay. Riddle number 10. What color is the ocean on which some people surf? Do 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 da 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 ba ba da da da. Riddle number 11. The more I heat, the softer I become. What am I? Da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Riddle number 12. I'm the magic dust that transforms bitter into bliss. What am I? Do 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 ba do 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 do. La 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 la. All right, Msoul, it's time, it's time. Let's review all the riddles and find out how many you were able to solve to reveal this tasty recipe. In riddle number 1, I'm something you'll see only once, but I last all meal. What am I? It's, in this case, thickly sliced bread, but 9 to 10 pieces of thickly sliced bread could be brioche, French, challah, sourdough, or stale. I like French bread, but I'll also use rye. It's all up to you, whatever you like most. In riddle number 2, I'm what caramelizes to perfection on your creme brulee. What am I? Golden yellow sugar. And you're going to need a third of a cup packed. In riddle number 3, what fruit is a must-have for any self-respecting bartender's arsenal? Well, it's got to be lime. We're going to need 1 tablespoon of lime zest, finely grated for this recipe. Riddle number 4, I have a heart, but I can't beat. I'm often found in the mix. What am I? Right over here. Large eggs. We're going to need 4 of them. Yum, yum. All right. In riddle number 5, I'm the squishy middle where nutrition is stored, surrounded by the whites that help an embryo grow. Beat me up to make your omelet fluffy, or leave me where I'm runny, and runny where it's sunny. What am I? We're going to need 1 large egg yolk for this recipe, in addition to those 4 eggs. All right. Riddle number 6, I am a dark liquid derived from a bean of an orchid variety. What am I? Pure vanilla extract, and we'll need 1 tablespoon. In riddle number 7, what spice in sticks is used with glee to flavor oatmeal or a cup of tea? We're talking a stick of cinnamon, and we're going to need it 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon for this recipe. All right. In riddle number 8, the more you stir me, the more I disappear. Yet in every bite, I'm still near. What am I? Salt. We'll need a half teaspoon or pinch of salt to your liking. All right. In riddle number 9, I'm added to breakfast cereal, but I'm not sugar. I'm something you can drink, but I'm not water. What am I? It's a cup of half and half or 10% cream. We'll need that cream. It's going to be awesome. All right, here we go. So, riddle number 10. What color is the ocean on which some people surf? You're going to tell me blue. And why blue? For blueberries. We're going to need, as you can see here, lots of blueberries. And so we're going to get about like a half pint, approximately 1 1/4 cup of fresh blueberries and or Hascat berries divided. All right. There's also, they're called, say, myrtle berries out there, but they're giant blueberries. Let's have it. I love blueberries. I can never get enough. Now, in riddle number 11, the more I heat, the softer I become. What am I? Butter. You're going to need cold butter. In this case, though, 3 tablespoons of cold butter diced into small, tiny pieces. Divided it up. All right. And now, riddle number 12. This is the glaze for this yummy treat that you see right here. All right. And I'm the magic dust that transforms bitter into bliss. What am I? We're talking icing sugar, that superfine powder stuff, and we'll need a half cup of it. All right. So Venus, you might wonder, maybe, or you might know, what does this make? It's maple blueberry loaf with custard, and we're going to whip it up right now. Here's what you have to do. It's so tasty. Lightly grease the bottoms and the longer sides of a 9x5 loaf pan. Generously grease the shorter ends with butter. Line the parchment paper, leaving about a 2-inch overhang on the longer sides. In a small bowl, combine the yellow golden sugar and the lime zest with clean fingers or the back of a spoon. Rub the zest into the sugar until the sugar is moist and fragrant. Set this aside to allow the flavors to meld. Now you're going to layer the stale bread or slices of bread on the bottom of the loaf pan. Build the layers and slice the bread to size with the undipped dry bread. Assembly will be easier when dipping and building the layers if this is already done. Okay, ensure the slices of bread touching the shorter ends of the loaf pan are sliced or straight to create an even and clean edge. So you can see here by the picture, it looks like pretty perfect rectangles, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. All right, Yum. I can't wait to dig into this. It's so yummy. All right. Now, you're layering the stale bread on the bottom of the loaf pan, building the layers and slicing the bread to size with the undipped dry bread. Okay, I think I said that already. Making sure the bread touching the short ends of the loaf pan are sliced or straight so we get an even and clean edge. Now, you're going to remove the sliced bread from the loaf pan in the order it is laid out in the pan and place on a cutting board or a platter. The top layer in the pan should now be the bottom layer on the board and vice versa. And there should be 4 layers of bread. Kind of like when you build a pyramid, then you unbuild your pyramid. Okay, anyways. In a medium bowl or a large measuring cup, whisk together the eggs, the yolk, the vanilla extract, the cinnamon, and the salt till it's well combined. Add in the brown sugar mixture and whisk it very well. While you're whisking, slowly pour in the half and half. Whisk until this mixture is homogeneous and the sugar is dissolved. Pour half of this mixture into a dish. Dip the slices from the bottom layer, okay, so they're on the top of the pile right now, the bottom layer into this custard, dipping both sides and all the edges. Now, whisk in between dipping slices to ensure that the zest and the cinnamon are evenly distributed and not settling. Okay, you're going to lay each piece carefully into the bottom of the loaf pan, kind of like those of you who build lasagnas, like that. You're going to scatter about 1/3 of the blueberries and or the Haskap berries onto the bread, following by scattering 1/4 of the small butter pieces over the blueberries and the bread. You're going to get, oh, this is going to be so yummy. Repeat the process with the remaining bread slices. Level and even out the last layer by gently pressing down on the slices of the soaked bread. Whisk together the remaining custard and evenly pour it over the entire loaf over the top. Let it all drip down and fill in all the little crevices. Okay, dot the surface with the last pieces of butter. Oh yeah, do not count calories on this. Just let yourself enjoy this lovely, tasty, nicely smelling meal. It's going to smell so good in your kitchen. Cover with foil and place into the fridge to chill and allow the bread to fully absorb the custard. This is going to take a minimum of 4 hours, but let's be serious. Let it sit overnight. It's going to be better. It's going to be so much better. For the maple glaze, in a small bowl, you're going to whisk together the icing sugar and salt until it's evenly distributed. Add in the pure maple syrup and whisk until it's smooth. Cover and set aside until needed. Preheat the oven 350 degrees. Remove the loaf from the fridge while the oven is preheating. Place the loaf into the preheated oven and bake covered for 20 minutes. Rotate the pan and remove the foil and bake for another 20 minutes or until the loaf has puffed up and the top is crisp and golden brown in color. All right, just don't fall asleep. You don't want to burn it. Now, remove this from the oven and place into a wire cooling rack to cool slightly for 10 minutes. If you don't have a wire rack, I put things over top of an element that's not on and let it cool there because it at least gets the air underneath. Place a cutting board or a platter on top of the loaf pan. Wearing an oven mitt, place your gloved hand under the loaf pan and the other hand on the bottom of the cutting board or platter. Carefully flip the pan and cutting board together and invert the loaf pan. So it's still like you're containing everything, but you're flipping it over. All right. Put that pan down and lift off the loaf pan and gently peel away the parchment paper. So everything's sitting on a platter now. You're going to garnish the top with the fresh blueberries if desired and drizzle the loaf with the maple glaze. Slice with a serrated bread knife and serve plain or dusted with the icing sugar or your maple syrup. I like to actually do something. If I feel like it's a little bit dry, I will actually pour a tiny bit of the cream or the milk into the cake, like the bread part, to wet it up a bit, especially if I don't want to add any more sugar to this. So this is Venus Callida. Let me know in the comments how this recipe worked out for you. I'm so hungry and I'm going to dig into it right now. I've got the blueberries waiting for me. So, bon appetit, and I will see you next time. Bye.